Hello, this is a screencast for the week of September 28th through October 2nd for Sweet Home Global 9 Honors. One of the things that we'll talk a little bit about is just orienting ourselves with all the weeks. So I'm just going to back up one box here and make sure that we're all set. So this week I've actually colored it, the folders a little bit darker so that you could see that we are done with those. And week 4 has begun starting on Friday, September 28th. I think, no, excuse me, Friday, September 25th. So these materials are available to you. And if you tap into week 4, into the self-paced folder, you'll see that there are several items. I will go through this video right here is coming from the screencast. You have to do that first. And then there's a quick self-check quiz, 2 assignments to turn in using Notability, and then lastly another self-check quiz that has some vocabulary and things. So I'm going to go through a couple of these items so that you know exactly what you're supposed to do. I am going to drop down to the first is vocabulary. You will have unlimited chances to complete that. So go ahead and work on that. And once you're satisfied, you can move on to the next item, which is the point of view. When clicking on this, you'll see some instructions on how to do it and then ultimately turn this in. You can use a partner if you'd like. I'm going to hop over to Notability because I have already downloaded that, but I want to make a special note. If you have questions, tap into the comments window so that you can ask your classmates if they have any questions or responses regarding this particular handout. So I'm going to go over to Notability and just show you what this is. It's a quick activity to go over point of view, and simply started at the very beginning here. There is more than one side to the story. Do you agree with that? Take 30 seconds to answer. And then next, if you think about who might say this, there is more than one side of the story. Why would they say that? So take a couple of minutes to jot that down. As you scroll through some of the big ideas that we'll look at regarding some vocabulary terms here, point of view, strategy, close reading, persuading, and rhetorical devices. Interesting with rhetorical devices, you'll see that authors sometimes or speakers use imagery, word choice, and repetition. Go through a couple of these examples and you can highlight where or how that rhetorical device is being used. Here's some things just to sort of personalize what we're trying to get at with a close reading activity. So this is going to be about COVID-19 and the concept of masks, and even within a picture, how the masking is different. So there are 4 different people here, 2 different political parties are being represented. You'll have to figure out who they are and what they are and what the person from the New York Times has decided to put these all together and for what purpose. So here then is the last piece to this activity. It's a close read. On the left-hand side, you'll see that there's an article from the New York Times where this author is talking about wearing a mask. Along the way, you're asked to go through the imagery of this article and see where there are examples of these things. So work your way through that. See if you can go about finding evidence and pieces of these different items inside the document. So that's the first activity. When you're done with that, you can submit that into Schoology. And I'm going to go back to Schoology to see exactly where we are. Whoops, excuse me. And so that was the point of view. So after you complete that, then you'll move on to New Vision's supporting questions 4 and 5. This is a double packet where it should be fairly straightforward, but again, working together with some partners, you can hopefully get your way through this. Again, if you have any questions, click on the comment window and anyone from our class can help us out with that. You'll see that there are 2 PDFs. If you could then download those into Notability. I'll hop over to Notability and show you that I have not only already downloaded them, but I've also been putting numbers. So in my unit, this is document number 6 and document number 7 that we have. I'll click into reliability once, and you'll see again, we're starting to get hopefully used to working with these packets. Great sense of some vocabulary words that we can go through. So these will be some vocabulary words later in the week. But this is all about the food fight and making sure that sources are reliable. So this is going to be our key item here. Just checking out the reliability on why something might be more useful or more reliable than something else. You'll see here that there are 3 different um, sources, and the principal ultimately is going to have to make a decision on that. So work your way through reading and figuring that out. And then the next is, just how reliable. Okay, so how reliable something is. There might be limitations. And we're going to try to figure that out as we go through. So read through the questions and see if you can make a little bit of sense on why something might be more reliable than another. You can see the directions here, completing the chart to go through Sam's quote, and we'll see about the purpose, what happened in the lunchroom, what do students think about it, and how it might be related to our work here. One of the big things with point of view is talking about bias. Bias is having a strong one-sided opinion about a particular topic, and maybe you have bias. I think we all do with many different topics that we learn along the way. I'm biased towards social studies because that's a class that I've been teaching for a long time, so it makes sense that that would be my favorite. So bias doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just a strong one-sided opinion. So here again, we've got some practice to work with two different responses. And your job here is to see if whether or not Sam or Anthony's response is actually biased. And if the source is biased, what evidence do you see? And if not, why is it not? So just going through some practice with this particular page. This is starting to get a little bit closer towards what the work of historians do. And going through this activity, you are going to be asked using three different colors, green, yellow, and red, to talk about what is the claim, how it might be purposeful, and then what limitations it has. So you'll see a quote here from Harper, and basically the claim is this. This is kind of like a thesis sentence. So with your own work, I want you to highlight your work in green, yellow, and red. And as we go through this response, and you can press pause here at any time to read through Harper's response, and certainly when you go through the assignment yourself. But now we're going to look at some of these other pieces. Here's Anthony's, and again we've got the claim, the purpose, and then whether or not it has any limitations. So here's your job, to go through and look at the source, look at the prompt, and then your response should look like the ones we just showed above. Whoops. So in this box here, okay, I'm just going to do it with a pen. In this box here, you should have a writing that comes like that. Highlight your own personal response in green, yellow, and red. And then we've got a practice there for the second time. Now we're looking at just how reliable sources are. So hopefully the practice that we've been working on is going to allow us to really understand and how a person, a historian, might determine those things. So here is yet another example for the second task, and that's what you have to do for this particular activity. I know it looks long because there's a lot of pages, but the New Visions really does space things out and just tries to allow us opportunities to practice. That is SQ4, reliability. I'm going to go over to SQ5, corroborating sources. To corroborate means to combine. It means to sort of take in account a few things. So here we've got the definition of corroboration, where it is the act of comparing pieces of evidence to see whether or not they agree or disagree. So this is really important. And you do this all the time as a person. When you hear about a story from your friends, you generally want to check in to see if that indeed is true. So you might ask a second or third person. And of course, the food fight, not the food fight, but the lunchroom fight is going to show us that. So here is a practice. This is a scenario about the big game, and we've got two different accounts from what might have happened at the pizza place, and to go through that to see. And it's important when we talk about point of view that that we really see the kinds of questions that could be asked. So who is the person? What's their background? And then what about it is making them say those things? So when we look at person A, this is the quarterback's older sister. So there's definitely already some background and some things that they might say compared to person B, who instead of the Panthers, it was, a statement from the Spartans running back. So you're going to see the opposing view. So these questions here that we're identifying as who's the person, what's their background, it might help us understand why they might be saying that. So here we are again, looking at how account A and B might be corroborated when we start thinking about the pizza place. So fairly short activity, but again, it's working us through the act of a historian and how we do that. I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, email your teacher or put up a post inside the Schoology post area for comments. I hope this helps. Bye.